A Louisiana parish claims that it shouldn't be held liable for the rape of a 14-year-old female inmate because of a correctional officer that raped her when he was 40 years old. The reason why they think that they shouldn't be held liable is because it wasn't a forcible rape. In fact, let me read you what one anonymous employee at this Louisiana parish said. Vickers, Angelo Vickers, that's the name of the guy who raped this 14-year-old, could not have engaged in sexual relations within the walls of the detention center with the victim without cooperation from her. Vickers did not use force, violence, or intimidation when engaging in sexual relations.
The fact that they were in a prison, a detention facility, and that he was the guard implies a little bit of coercion.
And intimidation.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like she was free to go. I can't believe anybody would make that argument with a straight face.
Well, they made that argument anonymously. So, of course, they don't want to reveal their identity. They probably don't want to reveal their identity because this is beyond controversial. This is just straight wrong, and it's a terrible, terrible thing to say. And it's beyond insulting for rape victims. She's 14 years old. This correctional officer was 40 years old at the time, and she was distressed. She had been abused herself by other people in the past.
We don't need to have this conversation.
We don't. I mean, this is, by the way, there's no age of, 14 is not the age of consent in Louisiana or anywhere else in the country. So it's done. This is a clear case.
It's wrong and illegal in 18 different ways. And even if she was an adult, the correctional officer can't go in under that situation. He has power over her. You know how we talk about how teachers have power over their students? And then, you can get into the, gray areas if the student is in college or the student is 17, but the age of consent is 16. This isn't a gray area. One of them is the guard, the other one is the prisoner. One is 40, the other one's 14. We're not having this conversation. Massively and irreversibly guilty.
Definitely. Now, I should state that the victim is now 20 years old and she's filing a civil lawsuit against Vickers, and that's the reason why this anonymous employee at the parish has come out and said what he or she has said. So who knows how this case would play out, but it's just devastating to know that a correctional officer can do this and get away with it, especially at a juvenile detention facility. Well,
we've been covering a lot of those stories, unfortunately, about juvenile detention facilities and a lot of the sex that the correctional officers have with the children at those facilities. They got to get a hell of a lot better regulations at those places because apparently this is rampant.